Yeah, hugely important this visit for the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to Washington, D.C. His first since the start of the war. We can expect him to arrive at the White House around 2 p.m. local time. After that, he'll hold a bilateral meeting with U.S. President Joe Biden. And this visit really highlighting the importance of that alliance between Volodymyr Zelensky and Joe Biden, Ukraine and the U.S. Because you have to bear in mind, of course, that the U.S. has been a lifeline for Ukraine, providing it with far more military assistance than any other country. Just before this visit, the US confirmed it would supply Ukraine with an additional $2 billion in military aid, including, most importantly, of course, those Patriot missile systems. Now, that's significant, and you have to put it into context because those Patriot missile systems are widely regarded as being the most effective air defense system in the entire world. So, you know, the US already struggles to supply its other allies with the systems. They're in huge demand and they're in short supply. So the fact that the US is prepared to give those Patriot missiles to Ukraine sends a very, very strong and very clear message to Moscow. And Moscow, for its part, of course, already saying that the fact that the US is ready to give those missiles to Ukraine is in itself a major escalation.
And this coming at a critical time for Ukraine, which is suffering from massive power outages due to that ongoing Russian aerial bombardment.
Yeah, that's right. Even in the last few hours, we've been hearing air raid sirens going off here in Kiev. That's because Russian fighter jets were spotted taking off from military air bases over the border in Belarus. The reason those air raid sirens went off here in Kyiv and right across the country is that Ukrainian authorities don't know where the Russians are going to be targeting, whether they're going to be targeting infrastructure or military installations. What we do know is that in the last few months, Russia really has stepped up its efforts to bombard energy infrastructure right across the country. Some 50% of Ukraine's energy infrastructure has been damaged in the last few months, and here in Kyiv, the capital, the situation has become critical. Authorities saying they can only meet around 20% of the city's energy needs, a city of more than 3 million people. And just yesterday, we spoke to an official at one of Ukraine's biggest electricity distribution providers, who said that they can't even keep up now with the system of planned blackouts. Basically, what's been happening here in Ukraine is that energy providers have put in place basically a system of planned blackouts to give residents a bit more predictability as to when they will or won't have electricity. But whenever they put those schedules in place, the Russians bombard more installations and they have to rethink their plans, so they just simply can't keep up.